Really briefly, I want to say the world's really small. I just realized I know this guy. We went to college together, and now he's here in the seat. So, D Nasty, talk to us about what it is you do, how you do it, where you do it, why you do it.
Well, hello everybody. The Nasty the Master. Nice to meet y'all. I am a MC, hip hop artist. I love hip hop. I'm a lyricist, and that's what I do. Yes, indeed.
So, how long have you been calling yourself an MC and lyricist? Like, how long have you been doing this for? How long would you say?
I used to when I was like a little kid, 4 or 5 years old. I used to copy everything my cousins did. Like, you at that impressionable age,
Like,
everything
you're
they
a
do.
sponge, so you're just soaking it all up at that age, yeah.
Yeah, so I think they were just like playing around, rhyming and everything and stuff like that, and I was copying what they was doing, and who knows, like I really started getting into it. So like maybe like around 8 or 9, I really started like taking it seriously, like freestyling every day, attempting to write raps, but mostly just freestyling, listening to music.
Were they doing it as a hobby, or were they actually actively performing as they were rhyming?
Well, like at that age, I thought they were just doing it as a hobby, and then I would go back and hear them like practicing raps that they wrote, ciphering, battling each other, and then a couple times I heard songs that they did as well, and I'm like, wait, y'all actually recorded this, like so and so, and they said they was doing that, and then when I got a little bit older, that's what I started getting into.
So, do they know that you actually cite them as inspiration? I'm sure they do, yeah.
Yeah, cause they like when I put things up, or even like when I visit them and check them and let them hear stuff, they be like, Psh, when you was little, like who would know that you would even get into that? So I tell her all the time, like this was because of y'all. Y'all help create this.
And I feel like in terms of hip hop and in terms of style, there really is no right or wrong way to develop a style, and style can definitely be developed on a variable of things or a mixture of things. So it's really hard to just pinpoint one particular inspiration, one particular style, and there's always room to just create a new style. So if you were to just describe your style in one word or a few, try to give us an image of what your style is to be D Nasty style. Like, what does that mean?
If I had to describe that, I would probably say it's honest, like laid back, hype but laid back. Like they're like,
Hyper laid back.
yeah,
Put your
I'll
hands in the
explain.
air.
I'll explain. I'll explain. Like in other words, if you know me personally, a lot of people say that I'm just like quiet or just cool and calm, but I have my moments where I'm not like that.
Hmm.
So like a lot of times I tell people I rap or I do music, they're like, "Really, you do? Like, let me hear something." And they're just like, "Wow, like
Hmm.
you do this."
Hmm.
So it's just like a little unexpected, I would say.
How did you come up with the name D Nasty?
Honestly, my cousins gave me that name. I'm gonna explain why.
Okay.
When I was younger, and this is the funniest thing I could think of now. They gave me the name. I was named. You remember the show Martin?
Yes.
Remember Dragonfly Jones?
The wait, is that the character Martin did where he was like a kung fu?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So my last name is Jackson.
Okay.
My name was Dragonfly Jackson.
Okay.
So when I got a little older, I'm like, I want to change that. I wanted to call myself D Nice or something like that.
Hmm.
My dad, he's another influence. Like when I got older, doing music and everything, he was like, Boogie Down Productions is
Hmm.
a D Nice already, so you
Hmm.
can't do that. So I told them about it, and then they took the D from D Nice and Nasty, because when Nas came out, his name was Nasty Nas,
Right.
and they put it together. And then I just came up with an acronym for it. Didn't nobody anticipate such a talented youth?
Hmm.
DNASTY.
Hmm.
And then the Master, everybody has like their little monikers in hip hop. Like got J. Rue the Damager, um, Fat Joe when he came out was Fat Joe the Gangster,
Hmm.
Smooth the Hustler. So I just put the Master on it. I like the
Hmm.
way it sounded.
So I often feel like sometimes when you're on stage, well, not just you in particular, but just anybody on stage, sometimes we have awkward moments like forgetting lyrics, tripping over a wire, a fan throwing panties. I don't know if that ever happened to you before though. But
Nah, not
but
yet.
my question is, I was hoping you would say yeah. No, but my question is, what would you say is the most weirdest thing that ever happened to you while you were performing on stage?
While I was performing on
Yeah.
stage, I used to, well, before I really got used to it, because it was one thing when, you having ciphers after school or somewhere, you're not really looking at people too tough. You just pretty much rhyming. But when you get on stage
Mhm.
and you realize everybody's watching you, this is
Mhm.
going on, you kind of like gotta look for somebody to look at. So a lot of
So
the
you just
times,
like look for one person?
sometimes
Yeah.
like I don't just glare them and stare them down. Like I'll probably look, then I'll look around, and I try to be as like not extra moving around, jumping around, but just like where I'm comfortable with it.
I
Cause
know. For me, like when I'm in the audience and I'm watching any performance of any kind, I just feel like an extra connection when the performer decides to look at me. It makes me feel like, okay, this song is for me. So with that said, do you ever get nervous when you're on stage?
mm, I do and I don't. I'm gonna explain why. Cause usually just before you ever perform or do anything, you always get like butterflies in your tummy
Hmm.
and stuff like that. So I kind of use that. It's like I know all these people are gonna be watching me. Everybody's gonna be watching me. But this is what I do. So I just try to be as regular as possible. Like a lot of people might know me personally. They say like you make jokes, you do this, like you're a funny character. So I try to like bring that up on the stage with me, and just from there, just get busy.
I see you're not one of those performers who pictures the audience in their underwear. I don't think that's a really effective method. So I think you just having your confidence and your willpower and owning the stage is definitely enough for you to put on a great show. And with that said, Dinasti the Master, I definitely thank you for coming through. You're an old friend, so it was
Yes,
definitely
indeed.
great seeing you through, man. So yeah, definitely thank you for coming